Sunrise.
There are only 3 fighters left, boys. 3 fighters left, and the tension is high right now. People are panicking because their favorites still haven't made it in, whether it's Sora, Crash, Rayman, Gino. Can we just get a quick F for Gino, please? Because my heart was broken when I saw that damn me costume again. The PTSD was flowing through from the Smash 4 days. I mean, even just look at it. Just flipping look at it. You mean to tell me you give Vault Boy a Deluxe me costume but not flipping Gino? Why? Just why? But today we are here to talk about the Egg Boy himself. Now, I did briefly mention him in a previous video I did where I talked about the top 5 Sonic characters that could make it into the game. But I wanted to go in a bit more detail with this one because I do think it is likely, especially with the anniversary coming up and just Sonic being poorly represented in general. Final Fantasy and Sonic the Hedgehog, the 2 things they have in common with this game is that they are poorly represented in my opinion. Now, Sephiroth came around, of course, and brought with him a lot of new music and stages, so it's a little bit better. But Sonic, the character that has been around since Brawl and has stuck with the series since, is Mario's own rival and is one of the most iconic video game characters ever, is still so poorly represented. I mean, his moveset lacks so much personality, his stages, Green Hill Zone makes a lot of sense, Windy Hill Zone doesn't make any sense. I mean, I get back in the Wii U days, it was an exclusive, they were trying to push Sonic Lost World and everything, but now there's no excuse for those to be the only 2 Sonic stages, okay? Where's Chemical Plant Zone? Where's Rooftop Run? Where's City Escape? Anything other than Windy flipping Hill Zone. And the music, I mean, it isn't as bad as some other franchises in the game like Dragon Quest, but that's mainly because the composer is so stingy and old, he doesn't want his music in the game. But Sonic, bro, there is no excuse with Sonic, okay? There's so many good tracks they could add. I want them to do what they did with King of Fighters, where they just throwed loads of flipping music tracks in, like 50 different tracks. Do that with Sonic, please. And adding a new character is how we make that possible, boys. And Eggman is honestly the most likely pick. I know you want Shadow the Hedgehog, but unfortunately, he is an assist trophy. And I know you want Tails, and honestly, Tails could still happen. But with this whole hero versus villain theme going on in Smash Ultimate, I mean, think about it. They added Ridley, King K. Rool, Dark Samus, Sephiroth, all in Smash Ultimate. They're all villains. And if you remember that whole intro thing that they had going on every time they revealed a villain, just imagine Eggman and Sonic being at the end of that. That would be so flipping cool. Now let's talk about his moveset. How could they pull it off? I mean, let's be real here. They're either going to have him inside of his mech suit or outside of his mech suit. And I think the best call of action is to have him inside of his mech suit. I know it sounds slow and boring and everything because the only comparison we really have is Bowser Jr. But I think if done right, it will make him one of the most unique fighters in the game. So I'd imagine they'd go for the Egg Walker from Sonic Adventure 2 instead of the Eggmobile. Even though that's his iconic mode of transportation, I do think they'll implement it into his moveset somehow, like maybe have it as a side B or an up B or something. Just imagine his side B being similar to Bowser Jr.'s Clown Car Dash. The Eggmobile would launch out of the Egg Walker and just bash into your opponent, and imagine his up B being similar to Rob's, where he just flies back up onto the stage. Some other potential moves could be the use of his drill, which would make sense for, again, either a side B or a down B. His neutral B, I imagine, would be just firing rockets or dropping a bomb or something like that. But what about Eggman actually leaving the mech suit? Could that ever happen? Maybe. I bet it would be more of like a punishment though, like when he leaves the mech suit he isn't able to attack anyone, so your opponent would just rush towards you and try and attack. So maybe if you like spam a move too much, you like fall out of the mech suit or something, or if you use a charge attack and you miss, you fall out again. So it's kind of like a punishment in a way, if that makes sense. It's definitely possible. I mean, there's so many things they could do with Eggman. At first, it sounds like there isn't a lot they could do, but believe me, there is a lot they could do with Eggman. But his final smash, though, I think we all know what it would be. His Death Egg Robot. It would be so cool. But other than that, I can't really think of what much else they could add. I mean, maybe implement a few minions into his moveset, or at least have them in a taunt or something, just so they're there, so it can again be more representation. And lastly, the stage. What could they add? What would make most sense to have with Eggman? And honestly, I did struggle a lot to think of one because there's just so many potential stages they could pick. I know I'm probably going to catch a lot of heat for saying this, but Eggman Land could make a lot of sense. I know it's not the best stage in the world, but like if you think about it, it does fit in well with Eggman because it's literally named after him. I guess Chemical Plant Zone could work as well. It is a lot more iconic and it's from Sonic 2, but then again, it would make more sense to go with Tails because Tails was introduced in Sonic 2. I think either way, as long as it isn't something from Sonic Lost World or Sonic Boom or something like that, they should be okay. As long as it's an iconic stage, Rooftop Run, City Escape, Chemical Plant Zone, it doesn't necessarily have to fit with Eggman that much. as long as it's a good stage, I think we're gonna be happy. And for the music, bro, Sakurai, just go crazy, alright? This isn't Square Enix. I don't think Sega really care what music you use. Add White Jungle, Stardust Speedway Act 1 and 2, Mirage Saloon Act 2, Moonlight Battlefield, whatever. Just go crazy, alright? I could go on all day. Make this as long as the King of Fighters soundtrack, and my goodness, I'll be so happy.
You happy, your heartache don't make you forget. I'll give you all of my love, believe me, you won't forget it. And you
Sunrise.